Hi, grade 7. This is the math video for page 32, which is one of those mid-chapter practice tests. Hopefully all of it's going to be easy for you, but I'm going to run through a couple of problems on here just to get your memories hopefully refreshed. Number 1 says you write an equation that illustrates the associative property of addition. Well, remember what the associative property is? If you don't, go to lesson 1-2 and they'll have a description of it. But I'm gonna show you an example of the associative property of multiplication. You need to do one for addition, but here's one for multiplication. What if I said 7 times 2 times 3, and on the left side I grab this, or I put parentheses around the 7 and the 2, and on the right side, what if I put parentheses around the 2 and the 3? That's the associative property of multiplication. Left side's equal to the right side, even though I graph differently. I'm sorry, even though I put parentheses around different values and grouped differently is the way I should have said it. Okay? Number 2, explain how to determine the absolute value of a number. Well, remember us talking about absolute value, and we said that, for example, the absolute value of 10 is exactly the same answer as the absolute value of negative 10. They both have an answer of 10 because absolute value is really a discussion of how many steps away from 0 a certain number is. Okay. Look at number 3. The cruise ship has 148 rooms with 50 on the 2 upper decks and the rest on the 2 lower decks. So that means they must have 4 decks, right? An upper deck costs $1,100 and a lower deck room costs $900. Use the 4-step plan to find the greatest possible room sales on one trip. Well, how do you think we'd start this? Well, for me, the first thing I'd do is I'd draw 4 decks, just so I can visualize what's going on here. It tells us that the 2 upper decks have 50 rooms each. So this is upper deck number 1, upper deck number 2, and the lower decks have the remaining rooms. And it also tells us that there's a total of 148 rooms in all, right? So if there's 148 rooms at all, and if we've already covered 100 of them right here, that means the lower decks have to have 48 rooms, so there's got to be 24 and 24. That gives us our 148 rooms. In addition, what else do they tell us? They tell us that these rooms cost $1,100 each, don't they? Each of those rooms, $1,100. And then the rooms down below are $900 each, right? They want the total cost. How are we going to find the total cost? Well, for me, I multiply this number together, put the answer here, multiply these, put the answer here, multiply these, put the answer here, multiply these, put the answer here, and add up those numbers. And down here, that is the answer we're seeking. I'll give you a clue. The answer we're looking for is somewhere between 140,000 and 150,000. 140 to 150,000. Okay, look at problem 4. Problem 4 looks like this. And we have what? A 5 and a 6. And we have a 2. I'm not going to do this problem, but I'll do one similar to it. What if instead of this problem, it looked like this? Let's put an 8 here divided by 2. Okay? So what part of this problem would I do first? I have to do the stuff in parentheses first, and of the addition, subtraction, and division, I'd have to do the division first. So in this particular case, I would rewrite the problem like this. Then I do the 5 minus 4. Then I have to think about, do I do the adding or the multiplying next? Got to do the multiplying. So the final answer in this case is 8. Now your answer is going to be different because my problem is just similar to your problem. But remember to do the stuff in parentheses first because of the orders of operation. How about problem 5? Find the value of x squared plus y squared minus z squared. Find the value of this. And then it says, if the x is 3, the y is 6, and if the z is 2. So all you got to do is replace these numbers with the numbers that are given for you and solve this. Remember to do the exponents first, then do addition and subtraction from left to right. Remember, that's 3 squared is not 6. 3 squared is not 6. 6 squared is not 12. And 2 squared is not 4. Okay. We talked about absolute value already. I'm going to jump down to 19. Jumping down to 19. I guess what I'd say to you for 19 is when you're trying to figure out where to put those bushes, be very careful and draw a picture of it because that'll help you considerably. What do I mean by that? Well, they tell you that that distance is 36, this one is 68, and this one is 36. And they're putting bushes every 4 meters. So that means that's a bush and that's a bush. And how many more bushes are going to fit in this area or this spot of 36 meters? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Oh, see, I'm running out of room. I'm going to start over. If I divide 36 in half, that means this is 18 right there. I don't think 18 is a multiple of 4, though. So, oh boy, what about 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. Now notice something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's actually 10 bushes between here and here when there's 36 meters because we got to make sure that we've got groups of 4 in between these dots all the way up, right? And so 4, 8, 12, 16, 32, 16, 20 rather, 24, 28, 32, 36. So if there's 10 bushes on this side, there must also be 10 bushes on this side. And the hard part is figuring out how many bushes are going to be along here. Remember, there's a bush every 4 meters, and you want to know the total amount of bushes from here all the way around to this side. Be careful in that one. Okay, if you get stuck, give me a call or talk to me on the phone.